Hi, social impact lovelies. It's your professor here. I wanted to make this video to walk you through the assignment instructions for the upcoming meditations assignment in our class. And as you can see here, we're getting a real head start on this assignment because it's due on Friday, November 20th. But because it is a writing assignment, I wanted to get these instructions to you really nice and early so that you can have lots of time to work on these pieces and polish them so that they are beautiful when you go to submit it. But the purpose of this little video is to walk you through some of the important instructions for this assessment, because it's probably something a little different than what you might be used to in terms of a writing assignment. So let's take a look now at some of the objectives. So the aim of this assignment is to give you an opportunity to reflect on what you've been learning from in the course, as well as how to make space and share your emotional responses to the course content. Oftentimes when we learn things in an educational setting, we don't necessarily have time to process it and assess why we feel certain ways that we do about the learning material. Some of it might make us really happy and interested. Some of it might make us a little grumpy or sad, and some of it might even make us quite angry to learn and frustrated. So what we're doing together here is exploring our surprise, our frustrations, and even our sense of amazement when we encounter technologies on a daily basis, and practice using what we're learning in this course as we assess the social impacts of technology. So in order to achieve this rather reflexive and mindful state, what it is that we're going to be doing is writing 3 short pieces of reflective writing. And these little written pieces are responding to thought-prompting questions. Each of these pieces of writing is worth 5% for a total of 15% of your final grade. And I don't know if you've ever had a chance to do reflective writing at a college level, but these meditations are meant to be your own pieces of writing where you're encouraged to talk about your thoughts and feelings, and in this respect about the technologies of the past, present, and future, and what sorts of social impacts you believe are worthy of greater discussion and consideration. So our learning objectives, of course, are to apply the course terms and concepts that we're learning in this class to a variety of selected technologies. We're going to practice evaluating the social impacts of these technologies. We are going to practice explaining the social needs and innovations of the inventions that we have selected to research and discuss in our reflections. And of course, the goal of strengthening our written communication skills. So the specific task, what we're doing, I wanted to point out that when I use the word meditations, we often think about meditations in the Eastern sense, like sitting quietly, emptying the contents of your mind, maybe singing out an Om or two. This isn't quite the sense of meditative state that I'm suggesting here. Rather, I'm thinking of more of the Western tradition of meditation, which is really a reflective process of unpacking and processing mindfully the data information that we are coming to learn. So with that in mind, what our 3 meditations are going to look like? We're going to focus on past, present, and future as we apply our evaluative model that we've been learning about and using in this course to particular technologies that you get to choose. So your first meditation, and you're going to be doing some light online research. You don't have to do anything particularly fancy. If you can find some more academic e-sources on your technology, great. If not, that's okay too, as long as it is a reliable source. So that just means that it's a source that has been vetted by an editor. So a newspaper article, something that you find in a reputable magazine or a periodical or journal. So all of those things are fair game. So meditation 1, you are going to be finding and talking about a technology from the ancient past. So it can be at any point in time before 1600 BCE, before Common Era. And what you're going to be thinking about is, how has this technology significantly impacted all societies around the world? And you're going to be tracing the impact by using our course's evaluative model, of course, and pointing out some of the examples of the different peoples and places where this technology has changed and impacted. And here you're going to be sure to take a bit of space to talk about some of the negative and positive impacts. Meditation 2, of course, is in a similar vein. You're going to be doing some light research again, finding one technology of the modern world. So that just means it's after 1800, the year 1800, through to the present, that you believe to have had a significant impact on societies around the world. And you're going to be tracing this impact too, using our evaluative model and pointing out the different peoples and places where this technology has changed. And again, you're going to be discussing both the positive and negative impacts. So you can see where this is going. You've got ancient history before 1600. You have some modern history from 1800 through to the present. And then in meditation number 3, you are going to be looking at one emerging technology that you anticipate will have a significant impact around the world. And you're going to be tracing what you imagine are the major impacts. So here you do have to use your imagination, or at least take some of the projections and anticipations of writers and professionals in the field that you are analyzing in your meditation. And you're going to be using their projections or your imagination to point out the different peoples and places where this technology has changed. And again, you are going to be ensuring that you're discussing both the positive and negative impacts. So 3 short pieces of writing. Hopefully they'll be a bit fun and insightful. There are some guidance and requirements. I've listed them here. And of course, anything that's in bold is pretty important. So let's take a quick peek on how these requirements shape what it is that you're going to be writing in your meditations. So of course, always and forever, or at least until you're told otherwise, your assignments should contain a title page that is consistent with APA formatting. Here, each meditation is not to exceed 2 pages in length. So you're going to have 3 of these meditations, not to exceed 2 single-space pages in length. You should be able to do all the required discussions within that time space. Now here, keep in mind, your technologies must not duplicate examples of technology used in our case studies throughout the course. So here the idea is to take things that you are genuinely interested in, that we did not discuss during the class, and make some space and talk about your evaluations of them in this exercise. So aim to not use things that I've already brought up in class. The selected technologies, They can be from any aspect of human life and connect with any topic area that's of interest to you. So if you are in the precision skills and engineering program, you might want to look at the different kinds of tools that are used in your industry. If you are some of my students from the culinary department, then you might want to talk about the ways in which culinary tools have changed throughout time. So whatever is of interest to you, please indulge it. This is why we have made space in this meditation exercise. So each meditation should make reference to at least one article that you have found. And this could be done directly or indirectly in a paraphrase. Either way, you need to cite it in text using APA format. So the articles that you have selected to include in your reference are things that you have found during your research. Please aim to not duplicate things that we have used in our course. The idea here is for you to teach me a little bit about technologies that you think are important. It's not to mimic what I think is important. Moving onward, each meditation incorporates one keyword from our learning materials. And these meditations should ideally use a different keyword that's indicated in bold type and include a brief description or definition of that keyword. So in other words, you should be using 3 different keywords in your meditations. So 1 word per meditation for a total of 3. Each meditation, please start it on a fresh new page, and please use titles and subtitles to help divide your writing. I find that's the best way to keep you on track and keep me on track too as I'm reading it, so that I can best understand your flow of thoughts and ideas. In these meditations, you are encouraged to use what are called first-person pronouns. So it's I. So you can say things like I think, I believe, I found, I researched, this makes me feel X, Y, and Z. So please use them. These are your meditations and your ideas. Also, please use full sentences to express your ideas. This is really important because you want to be able to be expressing the fullness of your analysis and your enthusiasm for your topic area. So please do that. And then, almost lastly, all articles used in your meditations need to also be listed in your bibliography and have APA formatting. So your citations have 2 steps. They're both in text, in the little brackets, as you've learned in your comm classes, as well as have a listing in your bibliography. And then finally, please apply page numbers to the bottom right-hand corner of your page. So just like I do here, ta-da! And the convention is not to number your title page. It always, your numbering always starts with the first page of your text. And the rest of it is just telling you how to submit your assessment, as well as how it is that I'm going to be evaluating it. So I don't want to take up too much more of your time because you can read these points on your own. But if you are finding that you have more questions or need some direction or me to clarify parts of the assignment, please don't hesitate to write to me. I'm so happy to help you get your ideas onto the page. And I wish you lots of happy writing and reflecting and meditating on these really interesting topics. Okay, friends. That's that. Best of luck writing on the assignment.